Hey peeps, good morning. It's Monday, January 22nd. A little surprised to be recording a video this morning, but I'm happy to do that. I get up really early, so by the time I got the phone call that we would not be having school today, I was almost ready to go. So I'm just going to go ahead and record a short video, upload it to YouTube so that you can watch it at home. I'm going to, obviously this is all uploaded to Google Classroom. And couple of things, let's see here. So I had created a lesson today to get us caught up on all of our virtual stuff from last week. So I'm gonna have to revise that. So today's lesson, I'm going to do a Made in China fact of the day. So you'll notice that there's a Google Doc in your Google Classroom where you will type out while you're listening to my presentation of the fact of the day today, 5 facts that you retrieve from the video. I want you to listen to the whole video, but pick 5 things and type them up, and that'll be part of your lesson today. Also I was going to talk about the Three Gorges Dam on the Yangtze River in China. I think it was Raymond who had picked that as one of his places to visit in China. So I did a little research on it last night, found a kind of cool video that I wanted to show you in class, but I would like for you to watch it at home. And then if I can find it, I was also going to talk just a little bit about Kung Fu today, Chinese martial arts, and show you a scene from Kung Fu Panda where Master Shifu takes him out and teaches him some of the tricks by using, I think, dumplings to tempt Po into doing the Kung Fu. So anyway, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to read through my fact of the day about, and the title of the fact of the day is Made in China. So for my 9A group, my Tuesday, Thursday classes, I did receive all of your pictures of the various things that you found in your home that were made in China and had a Made in China tag. I was going to show those to you in class today and have you vote on your favorite, but we'll just wait until tomorrow. For 9B, my Wednesday, Friday classes, I was going to actually tell you to do that today and bring it into class on Wednesday. And so in lieu of that, since we aren't having school today, what I would like for the 9B group to do is what the 9A group has already done. I want you to scour your house and look for the most unusual, crazy, weird thing that has a Made in China label. Now, for those of you that have actually lived in China or family has traveled to China, taking a picture of something that is actually made in China but not sold in the United States, it probably will not have a Made in China tag on it. So I want you to find something in your home that's unique and unusual maybe, and take a picture of it, as well as take a picture of the Made in China tag on it, and send me that picture today, okay? And then I'm gonna let you guys vote. I'm gonna upload all the pictures to a PowerPoint, and I'm gonna let you guys vote on Wednesday. There will be a prize awarded to the most unusual Made in China item that you have in your home. So I've gotten some really crazy things over the years, from samurai swords to American flag statues to just all kinds of crazy things, robots, giant unicorns, you name it. It's probably been manufactured in China. So I'm going to read through my my Made in China fact of the day. So let me zip to the top of it here. All right, so bear with me. The United States government actually requires that the foreign origin of all products sold in the United States appears somewhere on the product. So there has to be some sort of made in Indonesia, made in Vietnam, wherever it was made. If it's sold in the United States, it has to have a origin tag on it. So let's see here. Also, it has to be written in English. So it has to say made in wherever, but it has to be in the English language, so consumers know where it was manufactured. Now, obviously, because we import so much of our stuff from China, we have lots of things in our household that have the Made in China label on it. The Made in China label is probably one of the most recognizable labels in the world. Let's see here. The Made in China tag may actually, like if it's a stuffed animal, there'll be a little tag. If it is a like a Power Ranger toy. Sometimes the made in China will be actually part of the molding of the toy, usually on like the bottom of the foot or the back. If something's really intricate, it might actually be on the packaging. So you might take the toy out or something out, maybe a electronic product, and the packaging is actually what says made in China. So if you find something that is still in the package and the made in China labels on the packaging, then you need to take a picture of the packaging. So anyway, let's see here. These days, the label made in China is everywhere. As I said before, it's actually a customs requirement. All imported products into the United States have to have the country of origin on them. The country of origin is necessary for many reasons, one of which is to make obvious whether a good can be legally imported, ensuring that products clear customs as efficiently as possible. The main requirements is that the marking must be clearly and visibly located on the product and written legibly and permanently in English. So some American companies who don't like the stigma that it's an American product, but it's manufactured in China or overseas, sometimes they'll say something like, for instance, Apple says, designed by Apple in California, assembled in China. It actually says that on a lot of their products, like their iPads, their iPhones, AirPods. Sometimes that's actually on the packaging. I think my iPhone actually says that on the iPhone in the molding. So there are lots of American companies that primarily manufacture in China. During the Trump era, some of that shifted around a little bit because of the stigma of the low wages that Chinese workers were making, sweatshops and other things. And obviously that's the reason that a lot of American companies do their manufacturing in China, is because it's a lot cheaper. So it benefits the American consumer, because if it's cheaper to make the product, it's cheaper to purchase. So a lot of companies do that. I'm going to kind of zip through some examples. So some of the most important U.S. companies in China that manufacture in China and also sell to China. There are currently 8,600 plus companies, U.S. companies that operate in China. There are almost 2,000 U.S. owned subsidiaries that are based in China. Tesla, for instance, recorded $6.6 billion in revenue in its China operations in 2020. Apple's revenue from China, products, I'm assuming this means products sold in China, $40 billion in 2021. This is kind of interesting. China makes lots and lots and lots of shoes. So all of you athletes, your shoes were probably made in China. China has become Nike's second largest market. So not only do they manufacture shoes there, but Chinese people purchase them. And so the second largest share of purchased Nike products is in China. It says in 2021, Nike sold they made 7.3 billion in revenue in China. China's Starbucks sale hit 5.2 billion in 2020. Now, obviously, COVID has had a huge impact on China. Their economy is finally kind of coming back around. They did a lot of forced lockdowns, shutdowns that make what happened here in the United States pale in comparison. And in fact, I think they have continued to do that in some pockets over the last year. Says U.S. companies invested $14 billion in China in 2019. McDonald's has more than 2,500 locations in China. Walmart operates 400 stores and 21 distribution centers in China. Coca-Cola has 45 factories in China. They employ 48,000 workers in China. Ford Motor Company, Chinese market share was 2.3% of their total. Pfizer, who made all of the COVID vaccines, had $2.7 billion revenue in China in 2020, although I don't think the Chinese government, I think, actually manufactured their own COVID vaccine. let's see here, let me jump down. This is kind of a random fact, but I think it's kind of, there's a lot of American companies, iconic American companies, that primarily manufacture their things in China. Levi's comes to mind, LL Bean is another one, and then the one that I thought was really funny is American Girl doll. For girls, for those of you that had American Girl dolls growing up, we still have Olive Cheney's dolls. It says, American Girl Dolls Company manufactures all of their dolls in China, which again is funny. Some of the companies that have very large manufacturing plants in China, Apple, obviously, IBM, Cisco, Nike, and then Walmart. Walmart benefits greatly from having the vast majority of its goods manufactured in China. While the company has recently vowed to invest certain millions of dollars moving some of its manufacturing work back to the U.S., it is a very, very small percentage when compared to the fact that the company still works with about 10,000 different manufacturing plants in various parts of China. I'm going to say that again. 10,000 manufacturing plants all over China that Walmart uses. Let's see, the top 6 things that are manufactured in China. Custom printed socks is number 1. At Christmas time, when everybody's getting silly socks with various things, their dogs printed on them or whatever, sports teams, that's the number 1 thing that is manufactured in China, sold in the United States. Jewelry is a second. Apparel, clothing, fashion, if you bought anything on Amazon and you've purchased something that you think is your size and it comes from China, it usually doesn't fit. Beauty products, I'm not sure exactly what that means, but electronics is number 5 and toys is number 6. We purchase a lot of our toys from manufacturing plants in China. And then Christmas decorations. A huge percentage of the Christmas decorations that we have in our homes come from China. China is, let me just read this. According to the data, China accounts for 66% of global exports of Christmas tree lights. So 66%. I've heard higher statistics than that. So the Christmas lights that you see on my tree back here, most likely those were manufactured in China. It says 90% of exports of other Christmas decorations come from China, all around the world, not just in the United States. So most of what Christmas decorations we have in our home come from China. And then finally, last couple of things. This is sort of interesting. So the American GDP, gross domestic product, the amount of products that we produce, products and services we produce, we are considered the largest economy in the world. There were a few years, about 10 years ago, where we were kind of even Steven with China. But as of 2022, the US GDP was about $25 trillion. And China's was almost 18 trillion. Now, if I'm looking at the charts correctly, they're expected to possibly, well, I don't know if they're going to surpass us, but they're going to reach the mark that we reached last year, now that they're kind of coming out of COVID. However, that's not a really good, accurate representation of truly the power of our economy versus the Chinese economy. So you have to compare how many people are in the workforce. So of the American population, maybe 200 million are in the workforce. And of the Chinese population, about 1 billion are in the workforce. So we're producing with 200 million people, approximately $25 trillion worth of GDP. In China, they are producing almost 18 trillion with 1 billion people. So the difference is, let's see here. That is approximately $76,000 of GDP per person in the United States versus about 12,500 per capita in China for their 18 trillion. So our economy, we are producing vastly more than they are with the number of people that are actually in the workforce. So anyway, I also random things like the Chinese export more umbrellas or something like that from any other country in the world. It's just really, really fascinating. Our economies are very much intertwined. So it's in the best interest of China as well as the United States that we figure out a way to get along with them in spite of the fact that they can be, their communist origins can be contentious and threatening. We are intertwined with them very, very significantly. They are with us and we are with them. As they have embraced the free market, their population has come to enjoy the power of the purse, the ability to purchase things for pleasure, for leisure. And it's going to be really hard to ever untangle that. So anyway, so pick 5 things and jot them in complete sentences on that form that I have uploaded to Google Classroom. I want you to watch the video of the Three Gorge Dam on the Yangtze River, and then the short video of Poe trying out his Kung Fu skills. So that's our assignment for today. Hopefully we'll be back in class and school tomorrow, and I will revisit all of this virtual stuff. So I am including a PowerPoint along with today's lesson, so I do want you to look at that as well. So watch my video, look at the PowerPoint, do your fact of the day, watch the videos that are, I think I already said that, and then submit your daily assignment log up to Google Classroom by 8 p.m. tonight. Hopefully that'll give you time to sleep in a little bit today. So anyway, miss you guys. I'm ready to get back to normal schedule, but not gonna lie, I probably will go back and take a nap here in a little bit after I get all of my lessons up. See ya.